Welcome to the most shocking betrayal of all time in history, where we will delve into the dark narratives of one of the most infamous betrayals of all time, the treachery of Marcus Junius Brutus. With its roots buried in ancient Rome, his betrayal continues to hold a significant position in the annals of history, often viewed as a symbol of deceit and disloyalty. Born in 85 BC to one of the most prominent families of the Roman Republic, Brutus carried a name shrouded in honor and prestige. Loved by the people, he was seen as a man of principles, his character likened to the Stoic beliefs he rigidly upheld. As Rome swayed under the shadows of political discord, the rise of brute autocrat, Julius Caesar, ignited a spark that would set in motion a sequence of events that altered the course of history and that of a nation, marking the start of Brutus' downfall. Despite his love for Rome's ancient republican traditions, cherished and advocated for by his ancestors, Brutus was torn between loyalty to his principles and a connection he held dear, his relation as a son of Rome to the would-be tyrant, Julius Caesar. While some lauded Caesar as a savior, others condemned his dictatorial ambitions. One such faction was the Republican Party known as the Optimates, which Brutus supported, aligning himself with men who sought to keep Rome's long-standing traditions intact. This turmoil peaked on the infamous Ides of March, 44 BC. Caesar, summoned to attend a Senate meeting, was surrounded, and mercilessly stabbed, each blade striking deeper, fueled not merely by hatred, but driven by fear and misconstrued intentions. Amidst the chaos, an insuperable ambiguity gripped Brutus. The combined weight of his love for Rome and the grievous dread for its grim future under Caesar's reign gnawed at his conscience. This torment was shadowed by an oracle's elusive prophecy which ensnared his thoughts, and pulled him towards the brink of treason. The oracle's words reverberated in his mind, pushing him closer to the path of betrayal. "Thou shalt see Rome free," the prophecy proclaimed, signifying that Rome would regain its liberty only through Caesar's death. Unable to overlook the prophecy, Brutus prepared to commit the ultimate act of treachery, the assassination of Julius Caesar. The 15th of March dawned, the day that sealed Caesar's fate and marked the most pivotal moment in Brutus' life. Consciously, he chose to follow the prophecy, believing it to be a sign of Rome's desired destiny. As the daggers tore into Caesar's flesh, Brutus whispered an apology to his beloved friend before delivering the final blow himself. In the aftermath, Brutus, together with his co-conspirators, made a vain attempt to justify their heinous act as a sacrifice for the nation. But Rome could not ignore the dark shadows of treachery, the sacrilegious slaughter of a leader on his own country's soil. Public opinion vouched against them. To substantiate their rebellious cause, Brutus and his allies used their pen as their sword, instigating a propaganda war. They painted Caesar as an unrelenting tyrant, labeling their deed as a liberating sacrifice. However, their efforts were overshadowed by the vengeful Antony's masterly public oration, pulling the masses to his side, kindling their hatred against the men proclaiming to be the saviors of Rome. Despite Antony's persuasion, Octavian, later known as Augustus, emerged as the sole victor, covering the Roman timeline with his imperial reign. As vengeance overtook reconciliation, the surviving conspirators met their doom. Yet, amongst these sacrificial stories, Brutus' tale remains the most poignant, an eternal embodiment of betrayal, perpetually echoing the price of treachery. Be it the elaborate narratives of historians or the voices resonating from the remnants of ancient Rome, the tale of Marcus Junius Brutus instills a sense of intrigue and repulsion within every listener. His story transcends time, reminding us of the fine line that often blurs between patriotism and treachery, duty and reaction, principles and prophecy. His tale, unlike many others, does not merely encapsulate a single phase but encompasses various shades, from the conqueror within him who dared to stand against a tyrant to the guilt-ridden man who realized the enormity of his treachery, and finally, the tragic hero who gave in to the punishment that his betrayal deserved. His tale, enduringly preserved by literature, art, and the whispers within time-scarred walls, continues to provoke introspection. It demonstrates how betrayal, in the heat of passion and principle, can often masquerade as valiant virtue, creating echoes that linger, eternally disturbing the harmonious narrative of human conduct. While some continue to justify Brutus' actions as an act of noble patriotism or burdened by unavoidable circumstances, others vilify his character, dismissing his deeds as an outright betrayal. These dichotomous perspectives continue to keep the embers of this historical event blazing, leaving in their wake a fiery trial of judgment. Ultimately, as the story of Marcus Junius Brutus demonstrates, perception often shapes the lens through which we view the past. The olive branches of forgiveness, and the thorns of judgment coiled tightly around every page of history. And when unwound, they unfold the raw exposition of human frailty, resilience, and above all the precarious nature of power and the tussle for its defining boundaries. As time elapses and empires rise and fall, the tale of Brutus functions as a moral compass, navigating the turbulent seas of human actions and intents. Each retelling sheds a different light, uncovering new layers, and giving birth to new perspectives. It's a tale that tirelessly juxtaposes notions of patriotism and betrayal, delivering an unforgiving starkness that forces introspection. Branded, not just by the blood on his hands, but more so by the heavy shrouds of judgment imbuing his tale, Brutus' saga continues to enchant and unsettle, forcing us to ponder on the fine line that exists between honor and disloyalty, patriotism and treason, forgiveness and condemnation in the arena of human actions and consequence. From the marble statues in the Grand Roman Forum to the ink scrolls on the musty shelves of distant libraries, every echo of Brutus' tale implores us to remember. It prompts us to ponder the unforeseen implications of rash actions fueled by human failings, and to never undeterred, yearn to understand the frailties of human nature, and always strive towards justice, not mere righteousness. As this tale draws to an inevitable close, it is fitting to remember Brutus, not merely as a villain, nor as a victim, but as a reminder of the eternal struggle between personal conviction and the larger good, a struggle fraught with perilous decisions that could possibly overturn the tides of history, for better or for worse. Traversing through the labyrinth of Julius Caesar's last days, hope found a fleeting respite in Brutus' story. A hope that one day, nations embroiled in the chaotic commotion of internal strife, will be sedated by the tranquility of consonant coexistence. For at the heart of it, lies the human urgency for stability and justice, for liberty and equality, for each Brutus to eventually emerge as a Caesar in his own right, finally seeing his own Rome free. From the heart-wrenching echoes of betrayal to the mellow hum of redemptive introspection, from the guilt-laden verses of an ancient tragedy to the indicting discourses of modern analysis, the tale of Brutus will always remain pivotal in the annals of humanity's evolving narrative, eternally etched within the marble-sculpted amphitheater of collective human memory. As we journey into the remaining battles of ancient Rome and the myriad tales of victorious gladiators, wise philosophers, and cunning statesmen, let us not forget the tale of Marcus Junius Brutus. A tale that epitomizes the agony of choice, the enduring entanglement of virtue and vice, and the quintessence of humanity's undying struggle for justice and freedom. Rising from the ashes of Rome's turbulent past, the city stands today as a testament to its enduring spirit, in all its grandeur and grandiose surroundings. Yet, in the labyrinth of its frenetic streets and amidst the ruins of countless epochs, the ghost of Brutus' betrayal continues to haunt, a timeless, immortal specter that serves as a stark reminder of the paths we should yearn to tread in the quest of liberty and justice for all. Be it in ancient colosseums filled with the fearless roars of spectators or within the silent walls of somber libraries, each artifact and echo commemorating Brutus' tale reminds us of history's weight, its lessons, and its ceaseless warnings. A weight that, if understood and respected, can serve as a beacon illuminating the path towards a future empowered by humanity's enduring quest for peace, justice, and freedom. Across the shifting sands of time, the story of Marcus Junius Brutus perpetually oscillates between honor and treachery, his actions some hailing as a desperate quest for freedom, while others perceive it with disdain as a most heinous act of betrayal. The reverberations of these internal commotions within the collective conscience of humanity bring about reflections that are perennial and commensurate with the transformations of society, continually furnishing new interpretations and perceptions. As history unravels tales of darkness and light, treason and loyalty, dictatorship, and democracy, it sweeps us into its unfurling saga of human emotions, strategies, and moral dilemmas. Each narrative rends open the veiled illusions of eons past, exposing the raw nerves of human experience, the grandeur of victories, the agony of defeats, and the transgressing ambiguities that eternally circle the tether of human choice. Born into the permanence of history's archive, the tragic embodiment of Brutus's iconic fall serves as a constant reminder that every decision made in the pulsating heartbeat of passion or allegiance, every action driven by the complex intersection of societal pressure, principle, and prophecy, bears the heavy burden of its consequences, glorifying a hero or condemning a traitor. Bent over the precipice of reflection, let us conclude with the profound words of the Greek historian Polybius, which transcend the geographical and temporal confines of ancient Rome, emerging as a ubiquitous guide to understanding the ebb and flow of history. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. As we leave the enigmatic labyrinth of Marcus Junius Brutus, his betrayal, and the cataclysmic consequences it wrought, let our minds not despair in encountering these tangled threads of our ancestral past. Let us be reminded of the immense value of their exploration, for within the dancing interplay of these diverse narratives lies the undying heartbeat of human history. The reverberations of this historical event continue to resound in the present. It molds our understanding of the ethical and moral challenges of wielding power, emphasizes our responsibility towards just and democratic governance, and serves as a marker that cautions against straying down paths of arrogance, dictatorship, and unjust dominance. Ultimately, the tale of Brutus transcends the bounds of time, leaving an unmistakable and enduring footprint on the sands of history. His story provokes deeper reflections on the complexities of human nature, inquiries into the depths of human character, and a profound understanding of the delicate balance between the preservation of tradition and the acceptance of change. Thus, as we traverse the thresholds of this perplexing narrative, we become not only its spectators and guardians but also crucial players in the unending saga of humanity's journey. With each twist and turn in our path, we become custodians of the monumental lesson held within Marcus Junius Brutus's tale, the imperative need for the collective conscience to stand against tyranny and in favor of freedom and justice. Unfinished though the story may be, the brave, tragic tale of Marcus Junius Brutus impels us to realize the power that resides in each of us, the potential to shape the tapestry of history, and the unfading hope for a world born out of fraternity, altruism, and justice. A world where every man is a Brutus, and every Brutus, a beacon of unyielding virtue.